Let's prepare for the anthems. Let's prepare for the anthems led by the band. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, is here with us, our chief guest.
Them are doing back doors to ensure that they make life meet in terms of survival and earning. So the government has been in the past emphasizing that we should not also only be giving the education where we see our young boys and girls graduate, but we must impart that knowledge where it is practically possible for them to put them into practice, and at the end of the day they gain from what they have studied at different levels of education. On your screens is the president there, very dressed for the day, as usual in his usual attire with the trademark of the hat. Then we have been waiting for this day for the entire month. There have been preparations to ensure that we get what you are seeing on your screens. The Ministry of Gender being the mother of the day, it has been on ground for some good days to ensure that they give a befitting celebration to the youth of this nation, because like we have said and you have seen through different statistics and data, the youth are the biggest population of this country, Uganda, and if you don't pay attention to them, then you are probably going to have a crumbling generation. So this is what exactly the president is coming to share with the youth of this country. Yeah, you can see a photo moment there at the Teju stall. I think the president has been excited. As we all know, Teju is a product of Soroti Fruit Factory, which is in the district here of Soroti, where we are having the Youth Day celebration. And government of Uganda has injected billions of money in that factory to ensure that it gives job opportunities to the youth of Soroti and the eastern districts as large, but also to ensure that at least government buys fruits from the growers within this region, because at first there was an outcry of lack of markets for products or the fruits within this sub-region. So the government moved in through our private partnership and brought in the Soroti Fruit Factory, which has done a very great job in as far as helping the citrus industry in this area. The president is moving ahead and still accompanied by the vice president, retired Major Jessica Alupo. We might have seen her yesterday in Rwanda representing the government of Uganda and the president at the inauguration ceremony of the president of the Republic of Rwanda, His Excellency Paul Kagame. But she has finally made it here to Soroti Co-PTC grounds to at least be part of this noble celebration. A day which happens once in a year out of the over 360 something days. This is a day which is dedicated to celebrate the efforts of the youth. The youth convene at such events to at least deliberate on issues affecting themselves. They are given the chance to forward way forwards, to deliberate on the challenges facing them and also forge solutions for what they probably think their future can look like. And for the guest of honor like the person of the president to grace this day is a true manifestation that indeed the president has the youth at large at his heart, and he is willing to walk beside them to ensure that at the end of the day the youth contribute to the growth and development of this great country, Uganda. As soon as the president will be finishing up this exhibition show, he will then move to the main playgrounds where we are having the celebration of the Youth Day. Then he will start by inspecting the parades, which I see it consists of the Uganda Police Force, then the Uganda Prison Force. Of course, they will be taking us through that part of the celebration, and after all we shall have the anthems and automatically kick off the official celebration of this day, where we are celebrating the youth of Uganda, and in that line we will be led by the president, who happens to be the head of state of Uganda. Viewers of UBC, we said and we still want to remind you that we are in Soroti district. On your screens there is the president now winding up, just waving and having a one or two chat with the exhibitors here, who are probably giving him a clear picture of what exactly and how they came up with such ideas. To some youth, they think government can help through the president to at least resource for them some funds to ensure that they can be in position to do more of these initiatives they have started off at almost some at individual levels, some at cooperatives and association levels. But then the president will have that package in terms of where he will be communicating or addressing the nation later on in the program of the day. We want to thank you for choosing UBC, and we shall keep in Soroti district until we sign up, and that will be when the national anthems will be sung after the departure of the president, and that will be the end of this Youth Day celebrations for Uganda. The president has winded up the tour of the exhibition center here. It was the first on his program here, and then we shall move to the second phase of the program. I want to give you a clear picture, just like you have seen in our previous live broadcast, that the youth from the entire country, youth leaders, youth representatives, and the general public who fall under the youth have already gathered here at Soroti Co-PTC grounds to celebrate this day. And it has been excitement and fun all over, as youth think that this is a turning point where government dedicates a day to listen to them, interact with the youth. And most of the programs here at Soroti Co-PTC grounds are being commanded by the youth, because this is their day and there's no need for the over 30 aged Ugandans to lead them on such a day. So that is the president now moving to the main events venue, where he is going to preside over the celebrations. The president will of course return.
All of you stand up for the anthem.
guiding light to shape our future and to make it bright. With every step and with every fall, we rise again and stand tall.
Our skills and talents are honored and refined by the NRM government with a masterpiece of character and mind. And through mentorship and guidance by the President, we find our ways and opportunities that comes with each new day. A fire that burns with a purpose that is cool.
Boys and girls, with skill development, we spread our wings and fly where our dreams take us. So long as our voices are heard, our talent will be told.
His Excellency the President and other officials, we seek for your empowerment, for us to shine with all our lights, for we are the future and the change we seek. And with the skill development, our potentials will speak for God and my country.
Use development, ideas and skills, a new refresher for our future. We lay a strong foundation for success, building the youth within the skills. Use development, ideas and skills, a new refresher for our future. We lay a strong foundation for success, modeling the youth within their skills. And your President, Yoweri Museveni, for coming to Soroti for Youth Day celebration. Thank you. And your President, Yoweri Museveni, for coming to Soroti for Youth Day celebration. Education comes with the who? Yoweri Museveni. Good governance comes to the who? NRM government. Good success comes to the who? Yoweri Museveni. Development comes to the who? NRM government. Education comes to the who? Yoweri Museveni. Good governance comes to the who? NRM government. Good security comes to the who? Yoweri Museveni. Development comes to the who? NRM government. We promise you, dear President, we the youth of this nation. We shall never take Kenjara. We shall never take Waragi. We want to stay sober to develop Uganda.
As you can see,
received by the Vice President, retired Mayor Jessica Lupo. I have seen there the Minister for Gender, Labour, Betty Amongi, Honorable Baram Warugahara, among others. The President is kick-starting the tour of duty here at Soroti Cooperative Grounds. PTC grows. It is the International Youth Day celebrations, a day which is always celebrated on the 12th of August every year worldwide, and Uganda falls part of that program, where we also commemorate this day in line with celebrating the effort being done by the youth to at least build this great country, Uganda. The President is being accompanied by the Vice President rather. Then there is Ministers Betty Amongi. I've seen the RCC for Soroti District. Then there is also Minister Dr. Baram Warugahara. I've seen there the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Gender, Agre Chibenge. Then we want to thank you for watching UBC and for choosing us as the best network when it comes to such international and public events. We are your #1 choice. On your screens is the President touring the stand of different exhibitors here, 1 or 2, and they keep on explaining to him what exactly they are showcasing here. I can see some powdered honey. I've seen here different exhibitors carrying even liquid soap. There is also a stall here having teju. There is powdered flour. There's also some craft work being done by the young boys and girls of this country, and particularly from here in the Teso sub-region, if I'm not to be specific, to say Soroti District. And the President keeps on posing 1 or 2 questions to ensure that he gets the clear glimpse of what exactly these young boys are doing. Probably they're not doing this for showcasing here at the celebration day, but this is what most of them are doing back doors to ensure that they make life meet in terms of survival and earning. So the government has been in the past emphasizing that we should not also only be giving the education where we see our young boys and girls graduate, but we must impart that knowledge where it is practically possible for them to put them into practice, and at the end of the day they gain from what they have studied at different levels of education. On your screens is the President there, very, very, very dressed for the day, as usual in his usual attire with the trademark of the hat. Then we have been waiting for this day for the entire month. There have been preparations to ensure that we get what you are seeing on your screens. The Minister of Gender being the mother of the day, it has been on ground for some good days to ensure that they give a befitting celebration to the youth of this nation, because like we have said and you have seen through different statistics and data, the youth are the biggest population of this country, Uganda, and if you don't pay attention to them, then you are probably going to have a crumbling generation. So this is what exactly the President is coming to share with the youth of this country. Yeah, you can see a photo moment there at the Teju stall. I think the President has been excited. As we all know, Teju is a product of Soroti Fruit Factory, which is in the district here of Soroti, where we are having the Youth Day celebration. And government of Uganda has injected billions of money in that factory to ensure that it gives job opportunities to the youth of Soroti and eastern districts as large, but also to ensure that at least government buys fruits from the growers within this region, because at first there was an outcry of lack of markets for products all the fruits within this sub-region. So the government moved in through a private partnership and brought in the Soroti Fruit Factory, which has done a very great job in as far as helping the citrus industry in this area. The president is moving ahead and still accompanied by the Vice President, retired Major Jessica Alupo. We might have seen her yesterday in Rwanda representing the government of Uganda and the president at the inauguration ceremony of the President of the Republic of Rwanda, His Excellency Paul Kagame. But she has finally made it here to Soroti Core PTC grounds to at least be part of this noble celebration. A day which happens once in a year out of the over 360 something days. This is a day which is dedicated to celebrate the efforts of the youth. The youth convene at such events to at least deliberate on issues affecting themselves. They are given the chance to forward which way forwards, to deliberate on the challenges facing them and also forge solutions for what they probably think their future can look like. And for the guest of honor like the person of the president to grace this day is a true manifestation that indeed the president has the youth at large at his heart, and he is willing to walk beside them to ensure that at the end of the day the youth contribute to the growth and development of this great country, Uganda. As soon as the president will be finishing up this exhibition show, he will then move to the main playgrounds where we are having the celebration of the Youth Day. Then he will start by inspecting the parades, which I see it consists of the Uganda Police Force, then the Uganda Prison Force. Of course, they will be taking us through that part of the celebration, and after all we shall have the anthems and automatically kick off the official celebration of this day where we are celebrating the youth of Uganda. And in that line we will be led by the president, who happens to be the head of state of Uganda. Our viewers of UBC, we said and we still want to remind you that we are in Soroti district. On your screens there is the president now winding up, just waving and having a one or two chat with the exhibitors here who are probably giving him a clear picture of what exactly and how they came up with such ideas. To some youth, they think government can help through the president to at least resource for them some funds to ensure that they can be in position to do more of these initiatives they have started off at almost some at individual levels, some at cooperatives and association levels. But then the president will have that package in terms of where he will be communicating or addressing the nation later on in the program of the day. We want to thank you for choosing UBC, and we shall keep in Soroti district until we sign up, and that will be when the national anthems will be sung after the departure of the president, and that will be the end of this Youth Day celebrations for Uganda. The president has winded up the tour of the exhibition center here. It was the first on his program here, and then we shall move to the second phase of the program. I want to give you a clear picture, just like you have seen in our previous.
The district health officers should be educating the whole population about the nutrition of the mother and of the fetus. Number 3, the mother should ensure prenatal care.
Ekoto totonoe anyu ni be edumuni ngesi imuroka edara ngese rokedolo apakina idoun.
That's why we brought the health center 3 to the sub-county.
Nyesa ina kina apugan na polo kit papa e yauni ada kisingi na baka health center 3 angoni tem.
We wanted the health center to be near so that people can walk there even on foot and be checked.
Ikoto noibe idunya sadex ke ditunga teterepanda itungana na dolore ke dake jeda odosa nyanaro.
So all the mothers should be checked during pregnancy so that the medical whether the children are sitting well in the womb or not.
Angeza tambe no ato tokere eroko dola pakina idon ekoto dumne tanya na rone joko no tetere muro keli mokinete be periko ke joka reji ko ke jok to makoe.
Number 4, when it is time to deliver, go to the maternity center and deliver there.
Na iwongone te dola pakina idon ekoto anyubo loto idou akani na nuimuro.
Number 5, once the child is born, immunization.
Dona kanyete idauja idou ni koliko ke kota ena iko ke chumekato ai chumiko ke kato.
You have seen how much immunization has done to solve some of the health problems, in spite of the other gaps which are still there.
Iwanyitu bere Sudan we asoma ai kato ai julaki na ijara na itunga der katio kisachi ejasi. Kwenye julaki ndoi ai jara ni dwe aluen ejasi Uganda to mawaya aleu.
No more polio.
Imame bubangu alangwalu na polio.
No more measles.
Imamete bakiro no adeka na akwap.
And the other diseases. So how much would we have achieved if you added in nutrition, safe water and other measures?
Apollo kebe arai ichumie dwe kato kwa endo itanete no ato te joko ke di dwe tioni dolo ne polo no tioni yekane ne lona no ke dangale una idwe ke de kalia.
Number 6.
Na ikanyeta pe
good nutrition for the baby, starting with breastfeeding.
Ai tanyami ko ke jok ngesage on bera na kitikoku aina ka kileno kising anato.
So that the child is growing in a healthy way.
Nyese polo ni koku ojungale inoi.
Not just eating rice alone.
Mere aina itikoku anyame muchere raiboreni ejono do konye do arera nyesi bon.
You need to get all the food, the carbohydrates, the proteins, the fats, the vitamins.
Iborun kerle marange jasi borlo na kinete twana aburoro jasi borlo na kineta akota itiji ariye besine ile baka vitamin sungun.
That's what the district health officers should be doing, educate the people so that they know what to eat.
Nyesi ngunu tiabeti muroko lo districts aisha na kini tungangeni pak no abeti tunga somte jene tiborne epolenya meta.
Malaria control. There are so many programs of malaria control because we have not the vaccine of malaria. They've been talking about it, but I don't know how far it has gone. But we have been having malaria prevention using other methods.
Malaria utai baite monokina keronu tieka tale malaria konyero ko berden konye tamtapu ganoi anyo ni bitijwe malaria ezate baribe mama chama kini ngadumu ne malaria.
It is about 7.
Edoli ko kikarika nyare
is now goes to the school.
Apakine garati alosko somero.
Some other people are talking of pre-primary and all that, but me I wanted to start at primary at P1 for 7.
E balas boti chia tonga beti ko kege udet sekilo emilasa angari do nasari konyo wa yala papa tiara garu karika nyari ngese pero ko kagari P1.
So once there, that's why the program of free education in the government schools.
Nara inen ngese garati oni asoma nando no asoma na mame tachio ikapun osomera lo apugan.
The youth and all the other activists should insist on free education in the government schools.
Ikota tumuna kakedelu chetunga kerelu jeneta aloskineta no apugan. Ai keta kinyi tajumbe mami tungeta chete sirigen osomera lo apugan.
When we introduced it, we knew why we introduced it.
Ijeni no ijokan no yaona aite monokineta na peta no ashomana na titae.
We are through those systems. We know them very well.
Authority no adokata ngun so ijeni no akero no ajasi kwa pok.
In 1958, when we were in our area there, Chamate, Ntungamo area, the people who went to Mbara High School were like 4 or 5 from the whole area.
Okaru 1950 mzee?
58.
Okaru akaisa kanyike di kanyaundi analo motor Apollo kidio kitunga noilu alosete osomero kanata alosembara itunga lo adole te wongono bon ngesa aloseta shomano senior.
How can you have changes if only 6 people come from the whole county of Rahama and go to P7 actually? That because Junior 1 was P7.
So ingeti kwa na epona ne pro raijula kena na etujula inora kwa pari jula inora iboisi are kidio kitunga noilu alosete ashomana na ikeona kana tukapake unu Junior ne kwa ne balona alosagari senior 1 pona ne pedorori ikidio kitunga lo alosete adokata
Many children were not going to school at all. But even the ones that's what we wanted to solve. Why have leaders kept bringing back charges in UPE schools?
Nyakutosa kirona itatachi no serege no somera lu time.
According to the figures I have, the children now.
Adomote papa marco panerasi million to monado.
But the ones in the secondary schools are only 1.7 million.
Kwenye wanjo belwe jaso senior el million to
yet the years and the
primary kedebobo ada ti dunya sa ibalo to nguni imilioni ni ngunu kere.
It is 7 years for why do you have 11 million in primary and only 3.7 million in the
so million
gone.
I bodo kwana oliosi imiloni kanyangono keda
come from villages. You go back and check how many children have dropped out of school area.
So I left la poloni. Oh ni kere abongoro chalo kanyumbe ididwe lwa enye kisiaso manlukwa ne jaso chalo konyo.
Therefore, this is one problem which people have refused to implement, yet it would have helped the whole country.
So no balangesi be kwa nati oni singin ngesi iborengeni itunga gira kironwa ashomana nono nati ganga ki okidwe no agirona itupa kirongo ngese na kidwe kwa ne pulwe mame loseto somero.
Implementation of free education in government primary and secondary schools.
Ikoto chotibe anyuna ibe elo ashomana titai o primary kedo senior.
Those who are rich can send their children to private school. We allow them to come to those schools. Now, this is number 8, free education in government schools. Both secondary. You are in go to school in the holidays on the homestead economy. Many people don't know that some of us influenced the way we
jeni tebe pone bani ilo muna pone bani gya tor ko so ko da nyuni be jawna am amone politique mo kinet
in what he did political work.
Even yanyu jaso politics era politique ona so anyu na tiokso no jaso tunga e pola jata rakiro kali angesi na kiniso ilo marakiro na politics.
Like in my case, as a wealth creator from the age of 4, I was a wealth creator.
Kana kona polon otomo kare wongon ogete aswamna anyu nibe ele
Age of 4, my job was to look after the young calves.
Arangesi sa chokitak.
Not the calf, but the young ones. So I was then would go to the water. I would go. My aunties would go with the big calabash. I would go with the smaller one.
So I am. Ijake ke diborlu apolo ko ketak ngesa derna ya no anyu be masde ke taka kipi.
By the age of 8, I was looking after the
Edolinga sikari uni opero do kana sa ko ke apolo.
And by the age of 10, the Banyankwe would say, "Are you a man now? You will never be a man." At the age of
aso kole idoro jo ko likari tomon omoje pedota chekero na ribare. Bakabe mama jacha bakibuna raune kilo kila bait.
I would advise the parents not to overexploit the children like we were overexploited.
So utanga trake lo papa kwa na oriak mama ito so mi ito so mai reso apake odipolo na se raise doe.
My grandchildren now have like I had.
Mamu kwa nike itatai mame jas ke da langirungin na agwokitingesi okaru kolokes.
Or my children. Therefore, during the school days, let the children not to do homework. Let them come back from school, study, rest, so that they are not under much pressure.
So,
but in the holidays, they should participate in wealth creation.
Now,
during the school time, they should put on shoes. If the conditions allow shoes. Because in some villages, people are walking through villages with dew, putting on shoes is just spoiling it. There, we used to have shoes called rugabire. These ones of the shoes. I don't know why people don't like them.
Welcome to Moroto no. So ngonu ngesa naptosi.
I was on those during the holiday.
La polonda ngupona napikolo pakiono ayeng.
Because those ones are all well.
Ngonu pedoro jana pe Victoria kopioda.
You can go with them when they do.
Victoria kopioda.
From the dew you go to the road. Your feet against the stones.
Mama konkeji protara ikukwa ara ingaro ilwe kwaka. Mami kukwa ichumete.
Against entoragara. Entoragara is when the grass is burnt. The stumps of the grass are also very, very sharp.
We call it a rago, Your Excellency. Mama rago da ichumete.
So that rugavire can protect you against those, but also against hookworms.
Also de jasi kuruche lo jasa lupo. Ake amoka bonpon no balon bendo karamajano. You are attacked no.
Stepping with bare feet in the toilets, which are soil toilets, they can pick up hookworms.
Mama joke dwe oko alo sekeda keje mama naptosa ocholo ni chiengulu leleba lo jase rono e protado muna nanin.
So I am now on number what?
You are in number 9, sir.
Number 9. Now number 10, free that one is together with the primary free education in primary Beachvet government school.
Ekotongesi like kakirono etatai omamu oraya somero lu apugan mambe do aita chadenda ngesina.
So number 11, you go to university education now.
Balono university arebonato jesungulu tutono reto nga technical kwaen.
This is where honorable
Doctor Lomtori Amshota Minister Nakiro Kede Amuchalana Kede Ipolo Koda.
And also about the technical schools. Get in touch with the industry. Find out this.
And Elosilapolon and Rakin Kede Tone Polokita Naira facility. I'm more annually be dokwane technical school kanata ron elgon technical. Iko sindo ishana kino iriamara keda tata chomana nwejasine ikoto achwana bepona nyoen teteriko siningunge isichana kinidwe.
It should be those skills that are needed in the industry and to train our people in.
Ekota ishana wakironwe tata isichana kinetiko sinlo ekoto si ichomana lwe tata arebonati somero bishana ndra kirona ko.
Now 11 when
na ya kironu kere somero
always participate in sports and exercises.
Ijaijo somero jaijo kwa patomuna otamito sinoi asoma kironu aboliasio
so that you are fit. You are fit. So but you also positively spend energy youth in useful things rather than going into other bad things. Number 12. Teacher development. Through the religious programs, so that you have discipline and you fear God. Number 13. Understand and internalize some positive aspects of the respective cultures of the different areas.
Yesi on yatamakinu pedoro na anyunibe ino nosho luegelegela achepa kai boshito ai eponani perona ireiki ne luejo kukai bosho no inono shangu luejo kuka.
Her Royal Highness the Navagere of Buganda came to see me with some women.
Adolta pake atoto ya amuchala teka bakalo Buganda atanyu ningesi.
And she was talking about the traditional what she calls buntu bulamu in Uganda. Good.
I'm more kerela pona kwa pole koron sa ishanakini kana tape surno Buganda ndelo Apollo ne raitwa jokiponde show.
Then I said, but you, many of you are young people, you are young people. Do you know all these cultures which are good? And I offered to write a paper for them.
Of
course, me I was writing about the Banyankole culture.
Don't know what on can't see a nono lankole epolo shanakinere tunga polo nera situnga boete job.
Because that's the one I know well.
Nara
showing them that we need to audit out some of the bad things.
So abunga limo jasi cheboro no betalem.
In September, on all this.
Ola pale buntu na aloso ngai ramun ke denga ko be lu ino no ke
Some of the traditional are good.
Ino no so ichejo
They were scientifically correct, like don't marry from within your clan.
Kanati ajai ko lo ino no labalabe kon aran manja ke do na.
So Western countries that I saw somebody passing and I fell in love first sight.
So kanat kwana ne lo mutotore nane amusugunwe na rasane amucha ngina bukese ngina iperor janyo ni twani epon lo duse lor da park isupai no sangi pang no manida. Yes,
you may appreciate, but have you done any due? Because in business they talk of doing due diligence.
Ipedote bako nyanyo ni twani duse lele arayo park ngina o bus park. Konye ikolono no kajabera ireror be pone bane polo tori tungana ningin ara jokki pone sho ara makedengo yesi borne bala papanen.
Now if you follow love on first sight park somebody you have never seen, what if they are night dancers that in the place?
Wando jo be achabaki aberu are be saparelo no so sap ija dum no bus park lo si bouncing achabakora danda.
So we need to audit the cultures and what we can recommend to our children.
So ikoto ndo anyu be oino yo ejasibo lirere roni anyu ne rono alemba tonin do ne jokuna no etasala tanentetere itopolo ne okido ejok.
Some of the cultures of our people are not good, like the mistreatment of women. I don't know why women were being mistreated, and yet they were the core of the society.
Ajasi no no sio ichelo ateke no kulwa roko no kana tungwe tanyu to sango richan mama ngajeni nyobe tanyu terango richan konyo rango no ingesi epola gogo ngoto mokalia.
So that's what
nena rango richan mekoto jaichot.
Then we keep the good ones and we educate them, our children about.
Don't jokuna beta raina itangora kesengo sibi nen boniesi itasana no polo netajo. Desu no atoto mi bapa entebera la. I
am now number what?
You are going to number 14.
Number 14. Ideological understanding.
Iborene Paul aijene akero ideology ezata be allos kineta eponele in na petanu perota ai nakini jo ite iborene koto ya domon.
Young people, I am a former young person. I am here. I started being active at the age of 14. In socio-economic, political matters. As young people who were divided, but there were those who were which believes in the unity of Uganda and Pan-Africanism, and those who were tribal allegiances.
Okaru angunu lwa kaisa kanyape kediche ajasimundu abalasibe ite so ara ibona so imugi konyaja ekeze grupu lo na da na balabe ai morke kina na kwa para Uganda kere itunga.
They were young, who were young, but we didn't agree ideologically.
Konya pota giro ino sani be sikurta krono itekerene iso ikora morke kina kwa pa tekerinu egelegela.
And you find that with a group of young people, we are now agreeing with Mwalimu Nyerere, who are not even a Ugandan.
So poto e grupu la ajai la polon koma poto chamana rakede la polon la buton Nyerere lo mambela Uganda yam amoreta o mission na jokake o mission aputo noro kedano ano momote.
When Amin came, we were young fighting Idi Amin, and Amin also had young people supporting the research. They were young people.
Iwanja paki Amin adishaka kesi itijeta min konye bo waya min da jasi bo lo adishak itijeta kesi e group on la baka na state research angi kwilu akete kede murkan lo honda lo arai danger lo rokono.
When Jesus was here, he was young.
La polono ko da Kristo pa ko na rai la di otomokaru.
He had people who followed him, who fought him, and they were also young.
Ajansi kede tunga lo atupito singesi irusa oja bobo kwida lo pegete ngesi yokin lupo ba disha ka kwesida.
Some of the Pharisees who were fighting were young people like him, but with the
Pharisees ngun lo etije arasi lo adisha kicheka pangesi konye mama cha mutake ometijete.
Our recommendation is that the young people should understand patriotism, understand Pan-Africanism, understand socio-economic transformation.
Balangesi no kesa ona tumuna kesa tumuna borene polo ngesi tutai monikina ai monikina kerona Pan-Africanism sa anyoni be moti nyana kwa poko na Africa emorkina kere.
Love Africa, why? Because you need them.
Amina no ya koni kwap ke Uganda, amina koni kwap amina kwap na Africa ke ditunga lo Uganda na right.
If you become a wealth creator like the other boy who was speaking here, the one who is producing a lot of eggs,
irauni jolo tolo mabara tolo mabeilo na nenera ne lo sererelo
and milk,
dobo bitolo makileda,
he now needs a market.
Iborne koto kwa na ona chengoni skoni.
All those eggs are not being consumed in Teso here.
Ren tolo mingesi mam kwa ni tese pero ta down na inyam.
They're being consumed all of Uganda.
Dumujo ba cheibo isho no Uganda ngesi kwa ne reke sokoni pala.
The same with the milk.
Ngese nyame telo apolo kongun. Keda
But even Uganda is not enough.
Dobo biwanjo o kitunga lo Uganda da macha ke prota gwelo kiboro kerer kikidio.
We are helped by Congo to take some of those eggs. And we were having a problem with Kenya recently when they were stopping our eggs, our milk going to Kenya. Therefore, if you are going to be useful young people, you must understand wealth creation and what you need to support wealth creation, which includes love Uganda, love Africa, for the market.
Iraija tumna leja unameda. Kuroja na konekwa amina Afrika omina ngere yesiperoja ismaunona kere tona ibara.
Now you have now own, you are now you have done a livelihood.
That's true, sir.
Number 15. You need now livelihood. And the NRM has told you that livelihood is in 4 sectors. That's why you had the other boy telling you, see where he is now. He's earning 800 million shillings a year.
Edupo kwa na rutaro ke era una baran kada pupu na kira polon enya kwa ni edumune sirini imilon na kwataka nya uni oto mokaru.
The same with the other people in other parts of Uganda who have listened to our message.
Ipu da ibo isha no Uganda itunga na polon.
And we have told you that wealth and livelihood and jobs are in 4 sectors.
Abara kedaswa musine ejasno no rionge taiwongon.
Sector 1, commercial agriculture with Aymar, with the Chivaro.
ngeza akoru ya na itojo kara koru na jae marato.
Sector 2, manufacturing and artisanship.
Riondo yari ngeza tata tungalo ja uno tata ngeza ajaut ke disirigen.
Sector 3, services.
Riondo lo unete ngeza do ngun lo ina na kinete asom lo somati hoterin lo jaso hoterin kwa ngeni ngezi lo riongo lo uniet.
Being an administrator is also part of the services sector.
Ara da raute ngare non erangesi da do jana kinete tunga.
But the jobs there are few. How many Gombara chiefs are there? Unless the one who is there dies or he retires, what are you going to do?
The
government jobs are not enough. Private sector are much more. Transport, hotels, tourism, or service provision in the private sector.
So when you from business subusin, yes, it was some sine no at the taxi, can balona chene ruta ringes, pero ya rautu lo jack, eto loto lato, pero ya rautu la on, kana no kolbena ne kede ngunu kere, yes, toma don and yes, it was some sine.
And no ICT, but I prefer if we take advantage of it.
Kede kwa na mas amisikita kero na ichikichika boruna baka computer nanu balala paulon be ngesi writing ngesi da nakin tunga konye e gitara nano inara right e music zitunga e jame dato manoi okaru alu.
So that's what I was telling the youth council people when they came to see me.
Akero una ngesa bunga moro kede ngare no kolo youth council na pona taranyu ningo.
They were saying we are going to mobilize.
E balasi bilosi sa tamaki na ishanaki ni tunga kirono.
They said mobilize how?
Ngesa ngangir kezbe kini tunga e polo so sa ishanaki.
Just shouting, oh yeah, that's not mobilization.
Akirono atamari boye oye mamnende rai kuna ishanaki. Mambe rai ishanaki ni tunga ne pete peda.
And many of the people I see here in Uganda, they confuse PR, public relations, with mobilization.
Ne anyu la polon itunga luepo ikeuto sino aktono aiso manara kede to kwa nara koto minate jo aro minate basi do bai shala kede tunga no abara inen mam gitari borongun.
To come to a funeral and you pretend that you are very, very sorry and you are about to die also.
Kana tijabunera ronis do jara rautulo turre ade palwe to akia rosi to anida. Do jaw mitebe ganga kinden jo.
And you think you are mobilizing.
Do tijaw mitebe epolo shana kinete tungangon.
Okay, the man may be happy that you came to attend the funeral, but he will forget tomorrow.
I arrive at a Jokobo and Perelo Peletwana, the Twana Yalamabe. Abu Empio Bune to Reg Noi, Konye Moi, Obongo Sicha, Nimuro in Balamamji Bunit.
The real mobilization is to show people how they can get out of their problems.
Ibore Chotene Bol Aishanaki Tunga, yes, Aishanani Tungepole, New Elomnata Ratioks.
Now you hear that man is thanking me, the other boy.
Iwanitesu, Nani Lo, like when it Toloma Kokore, Akile, Isial Eutashi Alamikin La Polon president.
Me, I'm like a sower, like Jesus, the parable of the sower.
Arayango Kapetwan La Way.
I keep sowing, talking.
Akaso my way, I wear, and in the packaging, and Jasetunga.
Some of the seeds fall on the rock and they dry.
Now, where young Ikinyom, the tomat atida, Mam o ketengun.
Some of them fall on the path and they are eaten by the birds of the air.
Ichie do eto rot o koporeta kokore una nyam.
In the thorns and the earage.
Eto kisimo singunu da mam kisime chama enta polore.
But some of my words fall on the ground, like that one there.
Ichie edo eta lupoko no ajokuka. Bapa isbero ne sapatango na kandoi. Edoeta lupoko no boscos ike uno scala and sapoto serralo.
And more people, if you go in many of these areas, I will talk about that later. They are beginning to wake up.
I boishono e po. I boishono e gela elosetunga e kwenyunete kwana.
That is the mobilization to show people how to get out of their problems. And if you can assist them, assist them. But the most important thing for a leader is to show.
Chutai chana na be anyu ne polenyu na tartungo atiok sokel. Ipedo jaya gangaki ni tuan pedo jaya gangaki konye noi chana kini tunga ngesibor ne polo noi onyo utitungo cha atiok sokes.
Then number 16 is to care about the environment.
Na itomonta kanya pe ngesa anyu ni be iyuito ni subanalu edeke kana tisama ikibirai. Narera ojolo itolo mabar
like the other boy.
Kana no nachelo enerane.
Now he needs to get water for his chicken.
Ekoto kwana ngon oyapie takipi tetrakokore mas takipi.
He needs to irrigate his pasture for the cows.
Oyapie takipi nya nwenya metakitu kamu.
I see many who listen to my advice to grow citrus. I was seeing some citrus patches below.
Anyang itungalo epolo poto popota kakiro ekaoro ekortosi muchuga ekortosi kwana imuchuga.
We are now moving to help them to start irrigating.
Euta kwana nyune ponelo inakinere akipi tete
giving them solar pumps to pump the dry season and the irrigate.
Ilo nyune ponelo ina kese aporko una kolong nwe protai ai alemu na kipa soma ichokchokete kesera.
So if all this we're creating wealth, but you have dried the swamps.
Why do kwatika ya undoni kere koto kwane koto na kipara ino sama adumbo be down I toni kino kisama kere.
Where will the water come from?
I do mnona kipini koto na itosoma na chokiran.
So this misuse
koto ni choti anyo no tosama at enyekse sama ijomoto.
To feed
aswam
what I do with our people is to show them. I encourage in remote area for people to shift from growing rice in the swamp to fish farming at the end of the swamp.
And variety of lumo alam anyo my my jom ipitati tunga shepo jarete.
And people are earning much more money from fish farming, from the rice growing in the swamp.
Opotitungo ge uto sadomu ni kapundu ipu otoma ipita garia ade para kore mche ina samai.
Unfortunately, the person who was there died. The father, he was the one I don't know what's happening.
Dodo balanges be etwan doinde topolota obuera ara eko adol to bakirai. So
I believe Teso, Bukedi, Buso can be massive rich with, and then we have the water for irrigation.
And I
and then the swamps also are for grass. For mulching.
Kede I know I napana no rana ni napake no akamu teteremamo amuandi sina kolon itoni kinirana tipe.
Then we use the water for irrigating the dry land.
Kedona tosoma kipingun anu ai chokchokia ai boisho no okitosu no kujitela.
So let's see how far Helen has gone in reviving the
ekodula polone apupun no bala minisa na ikam do sakiro no chorin no weapon atama tarkesi ayo di sama kada itagaria.
Your Excellency, last week I was in Ilimoto and some parts of Busoga with the High Excellency, the ambassador who spoke here from the Danish ambassador. And then I was also with the Honorable Anwar Beatrice. I can assure you, Your Excellency, the fish farmers are doing very, very well. And the last harvest, they got 66 million. And when we went to Namtumba, we also got very, very good farmers there, and they are doing very well. People are getting a message.
Fish farming?
Yes, fish farming, Your Excellency.
You speak in our language, explain.
Educarti so a president, and okay, the ambassador na Denmark, the Honorable Beatrice Anwar, anyuna kironu isama, alai jobu soga kede palisa, ilosi so sabitila tubor, isonge itungaluo limoto noi, ido agariano epistos kesino sakuno, pachu pachu. Edumutosi milioli na kaisa kanyapa lukanyape, aso etesa losila ije Namtumba, iswama ite ngunu da noi, anyo utitungo sama, people are living in the wetlands, and they are now utilizing the wetlands for fish farming, for crop, agriculture, and for animal. And they are very, very happy, and you them.
Thank you. And I had mobilized my daughter, the Danish ambassador, to organize reinforcement so that I can make my people here goat fish farming all on the edges of the wetlands. You translate.
Ebale President ebe abungesi juka ambassador kede sogina osodi utesa erama tekerna ne oteso anwa nyine bi pisi chor are dia lecture ikole kede agaria toma osama tetere mama ni muna isama.
You live in the center of the swamp, you make a fish pond at the edge, the swamp in the center comes back, so that the water comes back, you get a lot of money from the fish pond, and then we use the center for the water to irrigate and for mulching, grass and all that.
Ijala kinoni esa mayolope anwa bongo kini doda waina esamai ngesi bokoni aradamun aso eta epika kini kole aragaria tetere ebongo kinesa mai jok tetere ya undi ikwamini lwejo kuka ede amamu.
Thank you.
Bapa ni noi ne mwana noe atubina cha nyito
Alama akoka.
Aha. Thank you. Now,
therefore, that's number what? Number what? 16?
We are going to number 17, sir.
This was number 16.
Yes,
me,
sir.
as the wealth creator,
Ebala papa bengesi kwape etwanlo itolo mabar.
A cattle keeper,
Etwanilo erepitan lo ibaren.
A grower of crops,
Etwanilo erai lo itemonokini ran.
I cannot accept people to destroy the source of my livelihood by destroying the swamps.
Mama chodangalo sa chamuni tunga ai toli kine ponelo ijarioni
Because the, the swamps is where I get water for irrigation from.
Nara ituto samai na ngesa domu nanga kipi no chok tiran.
Is where I get a nice grass called ebugu for mulching. It's a certain type of grass which grows.
Nina kapuna ngina a person kini kwa puna sitine ndo chok jaki neni ibai
Papyrus.
Kanati aladoi.
I was seeing our young people there who were displaying sanitary pads made out of papyrus.
Anyula nengo idwe lu iswamaete idwe wako lu apesuroko ni iswamaete borong lu toswamaete apesur anwaiga ngakino rapakine jata otoma ationiskes
the ancient Egyptians used papyrus to make paper long ago.
Iwanyi jobe itwalu kolo misirika rukwise kinoi itosomatosa aladoi anwaisoma papula ikaru kolo kwilu asonyada.
So please, you cannot be a wealth creator and you neglect the wetlands.
So chutara ikoto ya kwapuna abara kedo osipa kwa mame kota yame munaros.
This is apart from the rain making. I've not talked about rain making because they also contribute to the rain.
Mambere la polo ni nerte kere de polo jerunata resama akuta na rekwam kujwe lisinango nedo.
And then the rain, but also fish which is in the swamp.
Ejazi ko bokerka agari kana tini baloni ibilenga ngino mugogolo ngesi boyo tor.
There are fish called a shonzi, mud fish.
We call it a bileng here, Your Excellency.
Okay, that fish is there. I don't eat fish myself.
Your Excellency, that one is delicious.
Oh, because the old Wanyankore used to call fish snakes.
Balangesi abukengi na ebakaingoni bara emun batadanga sitikin papa be ara erinye sitia menake.
But the Wanyankore of today have finished all the fish in the world.
Do wanjo ikedwe kwa na luankole. Aloma esa nyama paribera bon lukole gaitida.
But the swamps have fish.
So isama jomutu ejasagari ane polo totoma.
The mud fish and another fish called the emare.
Ipilenga ikole.
So you are destroying all that because of this rice which gives very little.
Iborongunu kere itoli kino ne pole euriatar ke de pole jat ariloto na itoni kini sama anu akore mucheri oburile sama.
I don't even eat rice myself. I'm not a Chinese, I'm not an Indian. I don't eat rice.
Ebala papa be mamngesi bitoso me mucheri da mamngese re luga mamngese right ara kana tetonga lo China ngun mamngese nyame mucheri.
I don't eat bread. Be informed. I don't eat bread at all.
Mamngese nyam to de are mugati ngole mino na me abore kinyetengeni be abulu mamngese nyami ngonda.
I will be 80 years next month.
E ya pia ngisa doro kara kaisa kanyauni olapa letu pakini kwa naon olomari kara kaisa kanyauni.
I eat millet,
anyamingo atapana akima,
cassava,
anyaminge muogo,
bananas,
anyaminge se target,
and our foods here, our vegetables and our beef and our milk.
Keda kiringi keda dichebor kongunulu ngesi borundu nyamingesi.
I don't mind if you eat rice, but don't use the rice to destroy our future.
Mamngese balabe mamngese mekito na nyambe mcheri yesu nyamete akonye mame koto na munari sama andwe mcheri.
Now I'm now going to number 17.
Yes sir.
Number 17.
Na itomonta kanyare.
You need to love yourself.
Ekoto mina joda bela koni kwa tumunan.
You the youth.
Esa tumuna mina koni kwa.
And to love yourself means you keep yourself safe.
Amina koni kwa ekorja dara koni kwa oyuara.
Don't become inspector of all the dresses.
Kana tije sapata ngolia radio tete ikero korya irekin borne jaitoma erationis
or the trousers.
Ara bona tija pesa ngolia radio to anlo reute pale kwa koto janyun ay atana iriari chot ilos jado era Mr. Ai
The
dangerous
alcohol.
Keda ajon
so that you keep fit.
Ekoto ojayi to atwani railo ikupup
and sober.
Ochayako.
So then finally, number what now?
Number 18, sir.
18. Avoid corruption.
Na do kwa dito monta kanya uni akironwe cham sana nyamana kinboro as such at ganga isa la polna tiji akironwe nyamana ne tiboro.
Avoid corruption and fight corruption.
Agiro akironwe cham sana tijote cham sana.
I became very popular in the Ankole area in the early years.
Ikole pola bunga around etwala koto situnga no Ankole ukaru kola kuinoi.
Because I was fighting the corruption of the chiefs during the time of the Europeans. And soon after independence. So you don't have to go on the street and riot. You fight corruption by following up government money and money of the people. Like this PDM money is sent, you know how much money came. Like somebody was saying that I think the MP who was saying that in one city there are 14 wards. There is 1.4 billion shillings for that small area. I think he was talking about Soroti or what?
Yes, Your Excellency. One of the parishes just. And if which one gets 1 million, that's 1.4 billion.
Yes. Now, you follow that. 1.4 billion came. Where is it? Who received it?
Aboisina alozara kerebo gudo by tija amedi chapia in. Otopatika punukana kwa nawe telakon epoti million na kwata tepone bani toso maere. Arira ijolu jase tem kusara ibosina jase edisule jase temwana itomo nangon. Ay balot tesi billion tikada akwata ngona bunere ay ngay ba domu de eto domu to skere ray lu anena ray mam eseno beta to so mare bun ilu itela mami jana rete sirigina ne to ngalu beta domu nikapun.
And you get the figures
do jay ay wakin yongono to may wadi kayet
and you report to the RDC and you put it in writing.
Do joy domu jobe jati on do jay wakin I report. If the
RDC doesn't act, we have got our other channels how we can know. We finish these corrupt people. They are not a big problem. All we need is what we call in our Bantu dialects, buino, facts. So these are
number 19. I'm told Mzee.
Oh, no. I think my points are finished now.
18 Mzee enough, sir.
Very good. So, when you talk of the youth, that's my advice to them. Now, coming to the 18 points. Now, coming to Teso, about 50% of the people of the grass huts. And some of the homesteads have citrus fruits. Thank them for maintaining the citrus in spite of our group UDC letting us down in the factory. But I have put new people there to manage the factory. We are going to expand it. It will push up the buying. The factory has not been doing it. So people have been sites to buy from Kenya, from Rwanda here.
Rwanda chebo shongo ile jana.
And I hear they have been underpaying our people.
Don lemo inegwela dojo na rekote MBA by boss raja gwela robea la chakara.
But still, even when they were being underpaid by the buyers from Kenya and Rwanda and other South Sudan, what they were getting is better what they would have got from cotton. You remember I got you from cotton to citrus.
Araida arde ijesu ne be la raita no noi e jojo koto le ma depart e jawtene loti ko li jar no paba.
So, but now once the factory is improved, then we shall be buying the citrus and the price will go up.
Kwana itemo kina chuma no seta nyaro so bun kwana gwela araitono ipu dobo boro be ile jokuna. And you are very happy, Your Excellency.
Karamoja is now peaceful.
Napakini Karamoja.
So that means they are not disturbing you so much.
Kwana lo mamaida mambita paseto ni noi.
I have noted other points.
Adanga anyu ni aili pasina cheke krono na nilimu ntesu no kerenu ipu.
Chairperson of the Youth Council wants me to take over the health center to make the health center. That one will be too much.
Abalanane chairman bet health center to scale health center siri balangesi be epolori no ralo semot.
Let's consolidate what we have done to make sure the health center 3 work properly.
Ikoto beranyu ni nya no health center siri ebuya kisikapuntoma ogeuta some joko jaine jengero jasimro kotoma yesino ikota somere kwa papugani.
If the sub-counties are too big, they can be divided according to how we agreed.
Are lalete muno iprai tiaketem o tupite polo potona chamana rosek.
But let's concentrate on strengthening the health center 3 rather than taking on the health center 2. It will be too much.
Ikoto no ekeutu adekisiano ne balo no health center 3 no. Ebuya kisikapundu iputoma ipu iboro luso ma otoma beragia sanen ngese pedoron berkede area golo kopanejai.
I've taken up the issue of the giving a startup kit for the people we train in skilling hubs.
Bala papa be ne kwanane ayenaki ni tungakana ta isupana luelungunu lusiana kino aneno hubs an kata rapa yane ayenaki ni bonege are tungana na
and the Youth Council members who are retiring, giving them capital. I think that one is a good idea.
Osorikin kwani councillors lu youth councillors lu ebe tanyo unotoma ayana kene polege aratarara soma kesi dache era omishoni na jokuna noi.
And somebody wants me to build a multi-purpose office block here to commemorate our coming year today.
So bala ngeza bu MP la de olimoge ay bu ekinde ebuloko le bakaila multipurpose le proto doy apupu na kiroto ma operoto ba soma ngito tomada aneo someralo.
My state house controller, take it up. We shall build that one.
Elosi aduko kinen somerolo yalama noi mzee.
But he wanted to overexploit me. Said give bus to this one, that. No, those are too many things. Let me do one thing.
Abalati MP beti abasi ni da kora ina yako balapa bo soma beri do peboro duko ina berene e holongo le baka la mal papa se papa is papa kandoi.
And he has reminded me of our Atekere Jaru.
Esitikinani ngesengo nukamutozo paperok la buton Atekere Jalo
building a technical school in his memory.
Akirono aduko kinde technical anwaitu no la buton Atekere Jalo.
But you see, all these we planned them systematically.
Iboro lukeri temono ini otomaja na peta no etopit.
We are saying a government secondary school per sub-county.
Ibala bereba angoni tem ekotodo mesinia.
As of now, we are still talking of one technical school per district.
Kopane bala be technical bere dope district.
And later on, when we have covered the districts, we may go to a constituency.
Do mwachete idao district kere danyo ke uneria go doko na angoni buku oyena kene technical.
So I like the idea of building a technical. Some of our few friends.
Yala mangesi au michweti na dukun kana ti somero ngwe tatai wek to kero realo ipapero alwa buto
like Ate Kerejaru,
kana papata kerejalo
like Wapakabulo,
kana to nachengi na wapakabulo papa
like Eria Kategaya,
kana kategaya la buton.
but we need to agree at the district level. You need to agree where do we put it.
Ikotona akana ta ne Soroti district achamanari ba ibigwa ikine technical law ibigwa ikine somerolo.
We don't have to put it where he was born because something else may be there already.
Mama raibe kotono ne urkita etwana ningon konyaro district achapa ko jaibe beso bere chenara iche bore ne pol. Pra ibigwa ikinara Soroti ne konyora iboista chio Sorota ne pane.
I give it to the Minister of Teso to coordinate that and advise me.
Na kingesi onache ongalobote ai rere akirongon da nyune polo e chora kenete la polo ne beta som.
Now finally,
etakini
this concept of Juakari, I need to understand it more.
No tungalu ismaita kirono tatai doma mituta inoi e otangesa kotai amisiki ni yokono ikana to Sorotani.
I know they were using it in Kenya.
Agent
my understanding is involve our people, whether it is agriculture, whether it is whatever it is, whether it is artisan, produce something that can be sold within Uganda. Or within the region, or internationally. You see, like when I say do fish farming, fish is already being sold in the whole of Uganda. Even eat calves of fish, they eat. You know what to eat? Inyamati young cow is
Mama Chamata.
But these people in Yamat, young fish. So you can see fish has got big demand when the young fish is being eaten. And all fish is sold in Tokyo, New York. With the same with the coffee, what I promote is what I'm sure can be sold. Within the products they are producing should be always a so some people want some meetings like the sub-regional youth groups.
Lo regional ne dobo regional bugis kwangen kwan
from later after some of our programs and be in touch with the young people who are talking about it.
And lo sa girgira na papa ay reki ne ke program dañu ne polo ru chokino ke de ngari no kokus anyu be so ma no sakiro ngon
yala manoy
we vale mnonga.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for the 18 points. The young people are empowered, they are happy. I take this opportunity to invite Honorable Beta Mongi and the cows to receive the dummy checks. The cows of Amudat Amuria, Bulambuli, Kabiramaido, Kapchora District, Kapchora Municipality, Kotido Municipality, Moroto, Ngora, and Soroti District. Your Excellency, we shall only have 3 items left, and they will take each 2 minutes. The young members of parliament present and the other members of parliament are requesting for a photo with you. Then the cows also need a photo with you. Members of parliament, Honorable Nyamtoro, kindly come forward and have a photo with the president and the other members of parliament. Then Honorable Elut Cosmas is available. General Elweru is around. General Muhoskene Rugaba has been represented by General Kiding on today's function. Is our own set duty. Honorable Peace Mutozo joined us as well. Honorable Mire Babalanda, she's not feeling well. She's sorry she couldn't make it. Honorable Bitwe Satimu Anyua, she's not feeling well as well.
Elama Noi, Papa Isber Bobone President Akan, Anweri Orkela Jokan, Adae President Sumunkino Nakrono Joka Kono Temla Suret, Ingistai, Ilipitai, members of parliament Kere, Abunere, no Maraput, Lailo, Kerela Polon. So Ekote Shalam Kinerior Le President Noi.
The chief administrative officers kindly come forward. The president needs to go for another meeting. Chief administrative officers.
Ilipitai loya kero sutan le mar nguna brelai lo ngaren ne jai papa president.
Your Excellency, the students, the pilot students, had requested also they are seeking an appointment soon in the nearby future when find time. On behalf of the young people, Your Excellency, thank you very much for sparing time to come and join us in today's celebration. And ever since we started celebrating, this is the first time we are celebrating on the exact day, 12th of August. So we thank you very, very much. We look forward to working hard and implementing whatever you have told us for a better Uganda.
Aishalamikite Minister La Tumuna Kalo Chichi, Papa President Wacha Mnabunere Kwape Ngosibib, Lola Parani Numuna Parana Tumunak, Ide Balangese Be, Lola Na, Enumnumnitu Mapak na Bechokina Keda Parana Tumunak, Era Tomnare, Olapalo Kantauni. Ishalamikite Ngesinoi Papa President, and Mabunere, Kereja Kine Rior, Amun, Nitiane, Nejastunga Letukokinane.
The UNSA president and the UNSA members are also requesting for a meeting when time allow in the next coming month or 2 or 3. UNSA, this is Uganda National Students Association, where you are a patron, Your Excellency. Would like to thank once again the Emormori Papa Iteso for making it here today. The Kumamching, Your Highness, the religious leaders, and of course our partners, the development partners, UNDP, UNICEF, district administrative officers. If you are available, kindly come and take a photo with the president. Papa, Your Excellency, request you to allow and take a photo with the cows, with the Honorable Minister, as they receive the checks from YLP. We have given we are giving out 565 million to a couple of youth groups in the 10 districts mentioned, Your Excellency.
ebala papa minister lo chichila tumna kebe ebeta korakini kwa na checks ni kapun ne jasi group nulo atumunak tomo program ngone nyarita youth livelihood idolo ya itosa jakanto district na ngune jasi kwa na jaunu a checks ngunu anu isiriki nguni milione peta kwa taka nkida kaisa kanya palukanyi lwada pugane jeki na tumna kangun anu eto polo ikesi groupun abosho anegelegela akwa pokono Uganda.
Afronasa elders, the old men are the last people who will have a photo with the president. The old men of Afronasa, only 2. Then after that, we shall go for the national anthem. Afronasa elders, Papa, Your Excellency, Mama Iset had something they had mentioned to you earlier regarding her medical. So when you find time, you'll respond to her as well. Now let's go for the national anthem.
Mheshimiwa Rais na Amiri Mkuu wa Majeshi, huo ndio mwisho wa gwaride. Naomba ruhusa kutoa gwaride uwanjani, Mheshimiwa Rais. Pale Tracy, kwa madaraka.
Resume seats. Thank you, Parade Commander, for the job well done.
ikoto shalamikine president lo Uganda ejeke kino nakani nalimo kino nbe alama noi. Your Excellency, the people of Tesa are saying Erotola Jokan, they pray for journey mercies for you and your entire entourage. May God grant you journey mercies and may you reach your next destination safely. Alamanoi, we want to thank all the invited guests in your respective and various capacities who came to Soroti district to grace this very, very memorable and historical occasion, the International Youth Day 2024. We thank Government of Uganda, we thank Ministry of Energy, of Gender, Labor and Social Development for bringing that day here. We want to thank the District Organizing Committee, chaired by the cow, Mr. Eli Piwang. We thank you and all members of DOC. We want to thank the RDC, Commissioner Kumakech Salim. We thank you for the good mobilization and the entire regional team of the RDCs and RCCs. I want to request that we have an entertainment group as we see off His Excellency the President. Ikote Shalamikininoi, Toto Vice President, Jessica Alupo Epel, Yalaman. Tungalo jana kere eja unu Papa President. Eja National ID ne woliorit, Onach Odilit Emmanuel, Erai lo Kateta Serere, Ewolortia ID, Obole Makona ID ane. Alamano Ateker, Kote Shalamkini Pape Morimor, Papa Paul Sande Emolote Timeleng, Yalamanoi Pape Morimor, Yalamanoi Wonateker, Papa Mekumam, Opoyo Twatwala Duong Bino, Opoyo Bino Nyuako, Ikota Munoroni Kerelu Potula ilo Soroti kwa PTC ya Soroti District, Irotini Lwa Jokak, Inyame Sila Suban, Obongonosi, Odolo Tokali Akuside Jok, Alamanoye Sukereto Madoki Nakus.